Helldivers 2 might be saved. Their plan for the next 60 days. Continue to re-examine their approach to balance. Their intention is to make balance fun and not just balance for the sake of balancing. Update how the fire damage mechanic works to tweak how the flamethrower serves as a close range support weapon. A quick straight revert won't work, as it would break other things. Fair enough. I think that may have been why a throwing knife could go through charged leg armor. I can see that. Rework gameplay to prevent excessive ragdolling. I've been saying that for a minute now after the recent patch. Rethink our design approach to primary weapons and create a plan for making combat more engaging. We'll continue. Reprioritize bug fixes so that the more immediate gameplay impacting bugs are prioritized. Improved game performance, frame rate is a focus. With the recent update, I had to turn my frame rate down from 120 to 60, looking for a PC sponsor, just saying. And it's not the end of the world by any means, but it was kind of a struggle. My frames would just tank for some reason. And finally, rework chargers. The first bullet point has immense impact because fun is tied to every other point that follows. Fun in Helldivers 2 has been declining because the overall loadout choice is decreasing. Enemies get buffed, Helldivers get nerfed, and we have way too many options but no real choice. The weapons we got, primary-wise, most of them feel like secondaries. Support weapons, a few of them could be primaries and folks wouldn't bat an eye. Arc thrower as a primary, folks would like it, but the majority wouldn't be like, oh my god, that's broken. It doesn't do a whole lot. So to think of it being kind of useless as a primary, what about it being a support weapon? There has to be better identity for these weapons. Primaries, for the most part, should be great at clearing chaff. You can have some differences here and there. Some are better at killing the medium enemies, others are the light. That's cool. And maybe even have like a freaking bolt action sniper for primary that can kill a Hulk, but has a long recharge time. Options are available. Support weapons should be really good at killing heavy and up. And if some aren't good at that, they should be phenomenal at killing light or chaff enemies. We don't really have that. In fact, I feel that balance in itself is out of whack right now because versus the bots, what do folks take? Autocannon and other stuff too, but autocannon is objectively the best stratagem or support weapon versus the bots. On the bugs, autocannon is basically the best support weapon versus them as well at the moment. That's not balanced. Not because autocannon's broken, it's in a good spot right now. It's because other weapons just don't have anything of value. They don't have enough value to bring to the table. Rework chargers. I don't think the answer is changing chargers. You're better off fixing the bug where you need to be moving forward to get more damage to actually strip their armor with anti-tank and to possibly just buff anti-tank against chargers. Because at the moment, you're better off using stun grenades and autocannon to kill a charger from the back than using an anti-tank against basically a very tanky behemoth or tanky monster. And that don't feel great. And I think ammo economy and cooldowns for anti-tanks just can't keep up with the current spawns, but the current spawns of the monsters are fun if we had the tools to handle them. I've also noticed that chargers, when they run you over, you almost die guaranteed, which I don't mind because it fits the name, charger. Makes them a bit more intimidating and scary to deal with. Additionally, from a bigger picture perspective, we will be exploring creation of an opt-in beta test environment to improve our testing processes, and we consider this a high priority. Host regular player surveys to gather more insights and feedback from the community. Improve our process for patch/release notes, providing more context and reasoning behind changes. Please put more of the things that impact stratagems under stratagems. There's been way too many times we see these very impactful fixes or changes that are buried below the miscellaneous fixes when those changes are the most impactful to the update. The PS5 bug for Battle Titans, that was in the bottom of the patch notes. That was a game-breaking bug. The flamethrower change, that was in the miscellaneous fixes. That basically made flamethrower useless. We need this information more with the other things. And just put it with the flamethrower. Flame damage, flamethrower, it's pretty good correlation there. More blog posts and streams where we expand on these topics for those interested. All I'm saying is you can maybe stream with some content creators and see what's going down. Do some fun stuff, run some wacky loadouts you haven't tried before. And I think people really want to see y'all on Super Helldive. And it'd be more fair if you had I guess a good player doing that, or someone that's done it a lot to be there too. I'm just saying, I'm available. We're grateful that so many of you provided constructive feedback and suggestions on the latest update. Hey man, I've been doing it free of charge. I'm glad that it's probably not gotten in the right place. I feel like most of my old videos were they were constructive, but they also had like the wrong tone. My bad. But I'm glad that Helldivers 2 has removed a lot of things that don't contribute to the enjoyment of the game. Orbital scatter modifier, -1 modifier for stratagems against the bots. So they definitely are learning. It just is unfortunate. It takes them a long time to learn, but that happens. I think that folks can relate to that in other aspects. This is just something that I think a lot of players can see from the outside, and Arrowhead's they've been having a hard time looking within to understand where players are coming from. But I'm not looking for a game where I am the most overpowered thing in the universe. I can one-shot everything. No, I just want to play a horde shooter, and I have the tools, and if I use them properly, I have a chance. Which right now you have a chance, but you have to freaking work overtime, and you just feel so weak. I don't want to play kite divers and run away from everything. I don't want to play ragdoll divers and be on the ground all the time. I just want to play Helldivers 2, which I feel if we had Helldivers, if we had the very first update of the game, the very first patch, but with the extra tools and the increased mob spawns, that'd be kind of fun. And also the weapons and whatnot. I think that'd be pretty freaking fun to deal with. But since the very first patch, Bile Titans are tankier because of a bug, I believe. We have Charger Behemoths that are now tankier than Chargers. And we have a lot more Chargers and Charger Behemoths, and a bunch of weapons have been nerfed. So I feel that if you look out on what has changed, the players have gotten weaker and the enemies have gotten stronger. And that's why the game's not as fun as it used to be, I think, for most people. So to bring back that fun, you can increase difficulty, you can increase how many enemies we're facing, just make it so we have the respectable means to deal with it. And please give me a sample mission. Give me a sample vault, something. Bring back the retrieve essential personnel mission. I just want to farm samples in peace. I'm maxed out on samples. They're just fun to get. I like it. The sound of it's... I love the sound of it. And they also look cool too when you gather them. If Helldivers 2 can follow through, then all the amoebic Muppets would be wrong. The game's not a power fantasy. The back of the PS5 cover says, spread democracy using overpowered weapons. I didn't put that there. They did. At this point, nothing in the game's ever been overpowered if you ignore all the bugs and glitches. Instead, we've only ever had decent stuff, average power. And I'm cool with it. Because I don't want to just be I don't want to be steamrolling content without having to think. I don't want to be blindfolded, monitor turned off, and killing everything without any semblance of a thought. I want to think. I want my actions. I want skill expression. I want all these things. But right now, what we have is pain and suffering. And oddly enough, I've been through a lot worse. And I realized that recently, so I've been changing my tune and not being as dramatic. I think it's helping. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.